Okay, just on this cricket clock, it means that this bit actually oscillates slower and slower as it comes out. So it's always being the same result. So this internal one is always receiving the same result continually from the one before. So does that mean it gets a larger clock pulse? Yeah. So it gets a larger clock pulse and then its value lasts for longer, and then this little one keeps reading back off that value, but it has to have feedback internally. Each level has a sort of internal feedback. Yeah. And its feedback's pretty easy. Yep. This works on the electrical delay. You just link it back, and then it has a little oscillation develops by itself, like a delay line. The oscillation happens by itself. So it doesn't actually have an oscillator, but it just depends on how quickly you switch. It's when you're sending data into it. Like with Pong, it doesn't actually have any oscillator, but it just depends on when you press the ball start. You press the ball start and then the ball starts going, but then it's actually not an oscillator. It actually hasn't got an oscillator. It just is looping back the variables. So you just measure the wires as perfect as you can, and then it's good for so much variable change in speed. Yeah. So that it actually hasn't got an oscillator. Yeah, it's just the variables going slowing up and down. That's what causes the system to have different results on the output. So when you have this cricket clock thing, that just means this one's switching its values faster. And what is the values? Well, then actually you're just waiting for so many feedback parts. I think it's like an IR filter. It actually hasn't got a clock. All it is it just waits for so many feedbacks before it outputs the value. But does that mean it's got a gap on its output? Yeah, but that means it outputs the pulse. I wonder if actually I can't do that, because I got to be constant on the output. So when I'm feeding back, I actually can't output a value. So that means it's got gaps on the output, and I haven't got a register. And what does that do is when I've gone to the cold reps, then I'm going to the next physics loop. And the problem is that one's updating slowly and that one's going really fast, and all I'm doing is getting a little dot to come out. Does that mean I have to repeat the value? Yeah. You know what it means? It means that when you've gone through all that and you output the value, you have to actually put it into a feedback loop to keep repeating the value out. Yeah. As if this is gonna work. Yeah. That means, you have to actually repeat that value in a loop to keep it outputting to the next frame of physics. Makes sense. Yeah, so this thing actually doesn't have an oscillator. Yeah, no oscillator. Yep, so you can sort of make a computer without an oscillator, yeah. So what am I doing? doing. I suppose I can actually, yeah, I will draw it first, but I'm going to be getting out the script modeling soon to do the real thing. So just don't worry about the tendon indices, just know how they're going in, and then I'll write this down. So let me see. Update hinge accelerations. That's just oh yeah, that is a clock. Yeah, sometimes you have a clock though, because if I have to send in, yeah, there is a clock on the first one. Sometimes you need a clock. It doesn't have the clock as integral, but sometimes you want a clock going into it because you want the values. Yeah. Then then getting the tendon links on. That's just running the axis aligned to accelerate rotations. And then I don't know how to do spawn collision geometry, but then after that, it's got to integrate gravity, collab with ground. Oh yeah, so I've got this down. I got it. Don't know how to do that, and I've got to do this one more. Get tendon links and update hinge accelerations. That's just getting the clock input, and then yeah. So there is more. There's actually hinge hinge position, and that's actually not accelerations. That's just velocities, and it acts like a screwdriver robot. Oh no, not quite a screwdriver. Well, I think it is. Yeah, it's a screwdriver robot. And you just have hinge position. Yeah. It's sort of acts like a screwdriver. Non-back drivable. So it actually, if you made it as a screwdriver robot, then it actually makes the most sense. So all that down handled. Just got to do those top three, and then I can do it. Then I'll do script modeling. Yeah, so yeah, it sort of is a cricket clock, but it actually doesn't have a clock. Yeah. So I suppose because I do top three, I think I might have a break. But those top three, I think I can do the first one, just these two. Next. And then you should be able to have it just the same as Pong, just a bit more to go.